Why do we have to be apart if we were happily together? Why do we have to be apart if we were happily together? Just like a windy day.
Yep, another episode of Delite Side of Life. Welcome back. We're on episode 31. Approaching October. It's hot these days, eh? It's hot. Welcome to all the listeners. Once again, I have another guest. I'd like to introduce you to my guest who came with a guest. Yes, so I have guests, plural. And he goes by the name of Katz. He's a cat. Hello, cat. Katz. How are you, Katz? And Katz is accompanied by Lethabo. Lethabo, mas.
Yeah, the original Mr. Strictly 𝗵𝗯𝐴 himself.
Mr. Strictly what?
𝗵𝗯𝐴. Happy Heritage Month.
Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you. It's a kind of Heritage Month, no?
Yeah, it seems like you guys forgot.
Yeah, but it's on brand with you, what you do. That's why you remember.
Yeah, I mean, September is a very important month. Number one, my birthday is in September.
Yeah.
Number two, Heritage Month. So, yeah, Strictly 𝗵𝗯𝐴.
I know. Happy heritage.
Whoop, whoop.
And you guys are associated how? Like, you guys are family, no?
Yeah,
related.
This is my cousin, Joe. Like
He's your cousin, your
yeah,
blood.
he's basically the closest thing that I have.
All right. So
when it comes to associating and everything, yeah.
So you'll know if you're capping today.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I would like to speak about this very crucial topic for us as what we are, which is men, right?
Okay.
And it comes from a post that I had that you got commented on.
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
I was so concerned about you, my brother.
Okay.
Man, what happened? So I'm gonna reference it now. You know. So it went something like this.
I hope you're not gonna put me on the spot.
No, nothing bad.
All right.
It's kind of like
it's not controversial.
it's what you believe in, so it can't be bad.
We're only starting this interview now. You know?
Stop it. We'll stop it if it doesn't sound good.
Okay, sure.
They won't know. Anyway, so it goes something like, I was just talking on Facebook. So even on my free day, I must wash clothes? ? Gents, wives are needed. That was my post, right? Me just thinking, the type of wife I want. I know women will think maybe this is another topic. It's not about women washing clothes. I know what type of wife I'm gonna have.
Sure.
She'll assist me with my laundry. Anyway, and then when you came and commented, hey, you went left. Hey, Lethabo, this guy.
I'm glad I didn't see the post.
But I'm sure you can guess what type of thing he said. So anyway, he came by and he said, "There's no reason for a man. There's no reason for a man to have a woman." Comma. He didn't stop there. This guy.
He went
said,
all in.
It went west. It's the part where he maybe doesn't want this on the podcast. There's no reason for a man to have a woman, comma, a black woman to be precise.
Okay.
So
I remember that.
So then I was like, I was shocked and stuff. Like, man, what's going on? So basically, I was telling him, nah, my brother, man, maybe it's just one bad apple. Okay. Have faith in ya. Like, hang in there, you know? And then he's like, F that, I'd rather have peace over faith.
Yeah, peace over faith.
Yeah, so basically that sums it up. So, yeah, man, what's up with the black woman? What's going on? I have my issues, man. And it's not that bad, you know, where I'm like, I don't want them at all. I still prefer black women.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you were joking in that context in some way. But, like, let's talk about, our issues.
Coming back to that post.
Yes.
And how I commented or responded or whatever. Ne?
Yeah.
As much as we're playing around, I was fooling around. I mean, it's social media, you know. There's some things that you can joke about. There's concerning issues. There's pressing issues, especially when you live in a country like South Africa, where you've got this whole gender-based violence and stuff, you know. But sometimes you just let it go. You're easy. It's your opinion. You're having some fun. It was fun, But I think if you know me long enough, you would know that as much as I play around and I joke around, and I'm like a quota comedian type of guy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to comedy and the material, there's also
There's a truth in it.
There's truth that lies in that. I specifically said black women. Yeah, not only, but the majority of the women that I've dated have been black.
Yeah.
And I've been through the most, my guy, with black women. I'm not saying maybe black women have a problem. Maybe it's my problem. I don't know. But the women that I've been with, maybe I think that's the reason or the nature of the relationship and how it went. But yeah, man, sometimes it goes south, eh? It goes south. Let me say most times.
Yeah, you sound like a most times guy.
Yeah.
Let me ask
Most
now,
times,
before we get to why and what, maybe Lethabo can tell us what's your stance with this. Do you have problems? Are you fine? Do you look past this? Where do you stand with the black woman in your relation to them, man?
Problems are everywhere. I think, if most of the women I've dated black women.
Yeah.
However, I've got white friends and they complain about white women. So I think it's a matter of preference. I'm glad I missed the post because he's my cousin. I see most of his posts.
Were you gonna deny him there? No,
I was really gonna go all in because I'm very opinionated. Number one.
Oh, you get at him.
Yeah, I
despite
get
being
at him. That's why we fight a lot.
Okay.
But I think that it's about preference, and it's also about, every relationship has its ups and downs, and you need to find a way to meet each other halfway. Because whether black or white or green or purple, it gets to a point whereby whoever you are with, because we are individuals before color.
Yeah.
I was born alone. Whether you are you've got your things on lock. There are certain things about you now, you understand? You are a problem in your own way.
Always get to that point.
So I need to just accept those things, whether you are black or white. But I think experience is also everything. If I've dated black women for 10 years and I date a white woman for like 2 minutes, obviously the black experience will come with a lot of burden along her. I'm seeing the benefit into the white. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think it's a matter of preference, it's a matter of experience, and there's a lot behind it, especially in a relationship. There's so much.
Okay, you
see,
the culprit.
Let's
see.
This guy.
I'm glad I'm innocent.
You know this guy. I don't know. I think one, give props to him, kudos to him.
No, but he's not to dismiss you, by the way.
No, it's not to dismiss. You I will never be
I think
dismissed.
you have some valid reasons.
No, everybody's got their own. You can validate whatever,
Yeah.
and you can justify whatever actions you're doing.
True.
But also, while he was speaking, I actually wanted to add on and actually have a separate question to him. But then he actually answered it while I think he felt it. I think he saw my body.
It's blood.
Yeah, the blood and something. I think because I actually wanted to ask him something, but the way that he explained it, I see that it's subjective and it's quite relative to like, for instance, we can't say that if I date, not, I don't mean any disrespect, it's just as an analogy or an example, but then I can't date women from maybe 𝗙𝗲𝗄 or Shanguve, and then I build that post and say that
that 𝗙𝗲𝗄 girls are this way.
No, but I can't. No, not even mentioning 𝗙𝗲𝗄 women and say that it's black women are like this and that.
Not knowing where these women come, not specifying.
It could be
the environment.
It could be that I'm dating in 𝗙𝗲𝗄, but then you might find that certain type of women from different types of ethnic backgrounds, but the area also does that as well. Or where you come from, it's there. We can't lie about it. That's the reality. A black woman, probably, I don't know,
she has her
from Houghton or Honeydew, will probably act in a different way as opposed to somebody from.
I think even
else,
in the grander scope of what you're saying makes me understand your argument even more. When you're saying a black woman from a certain place, forget that part. a black woman compared to a white woman are not the same.
Exactly.
And so
Because
as much
I
as
could
she
date
is-
the white
as
woman
much as- yeah.
from 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗃, you know,
Because-
and then find a woman from Cape Town, or from overseas,
Yes.
they will be different.
You
know?
probably would prefer a white woman from your neighborhood than a black woman who's not from your neighborhood, because you would relate more to this white person.
I will reserve
Just
judgment.
because they have, despite them looking
I will
different.
reserve judgment for now,
But you
but
know what
I
I'm
hear what you are
So-
saying. Yes.
So,
yes,
but now it makes me also understand that as much as you can like your kind, like what you mentioned, we'll always have problems. Even your best friend, you get to choose your friend all the way through, but still you have an issue. So, yes, black women, as much as there's amazing things, there are bad traits or negative traits, and usually the person who's opposite of that person would have, you know, the opposite of those traits. The stuff that you don't like in this one, you like in that one. You know, if this one is too talkative, and she comes from this culture, that other culture probably they don't talk as much, and therefore you know, but you're not looking at it in a full way of, can I take this whole package? Sharp, I like this white woman now and then, but have I experienced this white woman as much as I've experienced a black woman in years?
Yeah, because I think adding on to that is that let's not forget the honeymoon phase. With the honeymoon phase, everyone is happy, you understand? So I get this white woman or pink woman or black woman or green woman.
I like how you like mentioning colors that
You
don't
understand?
exist.
Because I don't,
Wants to be politically
Safe,
correct.
safe.
Yeah, he wants to be politically correct.
Hey,
I don't
I heard the
wanna-
last one it was purple.
Black nation. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, and
Heritage
that was the
man.
guy.
So on that note, we need to remember that the honeymoon phase, number one, is everything. We are happy. There's nothing that annoys you. There's nothing that annoys you that I do. And even if you sneeze, I find it attractive. But once the honeymoon phase is done, I get to pick up certain things about you. You understand?
Irritated.
Yeah, you irritate me with certain
Sneeze, the same sneeze.
the same sneeze that you were doing and
Now
that
it's the
turned
worst.
me on was now it changes from good to bad.
But now why are you sneezing every time?
Yeah.
Can't you said you love my sneeze?
All of a sudden your makeup annoys me. All of a sudden you are a bit bigger. You understand? All of a sudden there are certain things that you do that annoy me, and I think it goes back to sacrifice, because remember that love is a verb. Now, one thing that we need to remember as people, as human beings, is that love is a verb. You learn to love someone. So the honeymoon phase, it's not love. You love the idea of loving this person.
Yeah.
But when that idea fades away and you realize that there are certain characteristics that I cannot accept, that's when the breakup happens. But when you transition yourself and you say that, you know what, hey, one day we want to do, but still I want to be with this person.
That's the love.
Yeah, you learn to live with all of those, because no one is perfect. I mean,
Yes.
Those flaws.
the flaws become complements in their own way, and remember that we need to build each other, whether you come from, because we come from different backgrounds. So I get a woman from Cape Town, maybe I studied in Cape Town. She's black, but she's Xhosa.
She lives differently,
I'm a black guy from Pretoria, and
Motswana.
you understand. Na dilo di simple, and now you feel like monna needs to do this and that. I was not raised like that.
Which in her space and where she's from, it's not wrong.
Yeah, it's
how
something-
a man is supposed to be in that space, but in your environment, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas you find one is wrong now.
That's why we need to now get together and build a life together and seek
And compromise.
and compromise. That's the way. Compromise is everything.
So we're going back to the culprit. Ugari, I had a lot of.
Whoop, whoop.
I had a lot of. Ugari, like you hadn't given up fully. I think you were just in a moment of frustration. But how do you feel with what we're saying, and how do you think that kind of like helps you with what you were initially saying? Like, does it emphasize on it, or does it make you retract a bit?
Yeah, we tend to make a lot of irrational decisions, whether it's by decision making or by what we say. Sometimes you can actually retract something. That statement, I don't think it in any way.
I really think you were just being your funny self. That's all.
It was just me being me, and if you know me, But now, the other thing, sharp. I hear you guys. You're talking.
Yes.
I'm also getting points that I did not actually consider or think about.
Even me
at the time,
moment,
but
picking up stuff.
At the back of my mind, subconsciously, I'm still thinking that, but then there's still a common denominator. There's still a common denominator.
Despite what you guys are saying, there's still this problem that I have with, which I don't think is based on environment. I don't think it's based on
it's not like they I think just like in school they would say, why are you people so loud? I don't think it was racism when your teacher said that, but we are loud. That's who we are. We like to dance because we've got rhythm, like African drums, and we can take it far. But I know that we are loud. So I know for a fact that there's a certain type of way that our culture, and in this case in particular, that our women act. There's a certain way that they act. Okay. And as much as we can compare the two, and we can talk about the demographics as to where you are from and what, but I know that there was a scale that I saw sometime on YouTube or something where they were talking about the drama scale as compared to the fine looking. I forgot what they call it.
But a comparison type of thing.
That comparison thing, that XY thing. But what that guy said there was another guy. He just happens to be white American. He also had that same scale that he was explaining, and the white guy and our South African same black scale, guy both started their scale on 3, not 0, when it came to the drama. So I do understand that.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So women do have drama.
Oh, it's a thing. It's a woman thing.
I think it's a woman thing. But somehow I feel like maybe our women have more drama.
So here we go with
because they can dance, they can dance. So I think
there is some. I get it. There's an art form in their drama. It's like it's like it's a purposeful drama. It's like sometimes I'm just doing it to do it. Sometimes. Yeah. So that's why I'm mentioning the art form. It's like it's not that we even have a problem sometimes. It's like, Joe, no, I want to create this thing. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I hear what you're saying, but. Let's go back to culture now. Is it a black thing or is it the new black thing that's influenced by Western culture? So what I'm saying is, are you referring to, because you mentioned in our culture and whatnot, I have a feeling if we go to black women who are very cultural, let's say we go rural,
it'll be different.
Western African women, they're very like, even the ones in our country, there's a difference, even with submissiveness and understanding old customs. Whereas I think a lot of the women we're talking about are women who have been modernized, but we're also not realizing that we also as men are being modernized around these women, and we're allowing them to be that way. So what I'm saying is a woman doesn't just become. A woman will want to fit in, no matter what. A woman is not crazy enough to say, I don't care whether people don't like me. Someone must like the way I am. No matter how weird you are, someone must accept you. So what I'm trying to say is that also a woman who might be too loud, whatever, she's accepted by that 𝗀𝗃 man in that environment. And then only when she comes amongst the 𝗀𝗃 people will she become a problem, like what we mentioned, So maybe even that modernized woman, it's not, she's not a product of her own doing. Yeah. How much are we involved in that?
Yeah. Throw me under the bus.
No, we're not throwing you. I'm just contextualizing, even with my frustration, to say, am I understanding that is it a black woman problem or is it the black woman who has influenced, who has robbed from who she really is? And therefore she's just frustrated as a woman. That's all. She's not a. That's why the white woman can be very Western and very good at being Western, but this black woman is trying to be Western, which she's not.
Okay.
And she fails at it.
It's my opinion. I can't even say correct me if I'm wrong. It's my opinion.
We all
from the top of my head. I do feel like when like you're saying, it's a woman thing. For instance, and then now we're taking it back culturally. When I look at it culturally, like you use words like submissive. Our African women used to be submissive for the most part, And then I do think that the modernization of this whole era and everything. I mean, it's a different era, my guy. We can't live the same way that our grandfathers used to live. We can't, now it's about you have to adapt to change. Like this world is just moving. Like it's moving so fast. Like we can't even keep up. I do think that people now are more free. I think the world has gone to a direction where women or whatever. I mean, you look at something as simple as gay rights. I mean, people are not. There's activists.
At some point, they were not allowed to.
Yeah. So, but now it's normal. Like it's part of our daily lives. 10 years ago, I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
You know, I was there. It was
Not the
not
same. Yeah.
how it is today.
Nowhere close to it.
We accept a lot of things, whether it be wrong or it be right, but we accept a lot.
Yes.
I think they're also transforming, not even transforming. I think they are, use the term, transitioning they're transitioning into a new era, a new world. Even when you look at some Middle East countries, women now, I don't know if they can vote. I think they vote now.
But they're adjusting.
And now they're
trying to adjust
driving.
it,
Okay,
yeah.
I know that they're
Now they're
driving now.
driving,
It wasn't acceptable at the time, you know. Women are the heads of households now. So I think women are also getting
Those are good things you're saying. The good changes.
Yeah, they are good changes.
Where women can drive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. Joe.
No, I know that. I'm just emphasizing. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it is a good
Yeah,
thing.
there are those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do feel like even the modern woman now can see that she also plays a role and a part. So
Yeah.
now she can express herself more. I don't think that my grandmother would speak up to my grandfather.
Like
So
on
now
a confrontational way.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that, you know. So culturally they wouldn't, because it's not right. But now we are in a world where, yeah, I think you understand
I hear
what I'm
you.
about. Yeah.
I hear you. Lethabo, you wanted to say something there?
Adding on to what my brother said here is that I think it boils down to independence. I mean, if we look at besides the cultural aspect of it, if we look at our history, back then in Africa, men were basically the breadwinners. So they'd go to mines, work, the woman would take care of the kids and all of that. So as a breadwinner, he comes back and the woman is submissive because of the culture and all of that. But now the world is so fast paced. The world is at a point whereby, I mean, you get like young women who are CFOs, you get young women who are really doing well in their careers, which is not wrong. I mean, it's where the world is going. I mean, we need to live in a very equal world. So I think it's a debate for a different day, because relationships.
Lethabo, we're taking it all out today. Today.
No, I'm trying to explain it.
It's deep.
Yeah,
It's a lot. There's a lot of layers.
It's very deep, because
it's a lot of layers.
I mean, I wouldn't say for instance, I adapt to the world. So I believe that my girlfriend or my sister must work. So if she's working and she holds a very comfortable position at her workplace,
why not? Yeah.
Why not? You understand? So I think we complicate it when we take it back home.
Yeah.
You understand? Imagine as a man being unemployed or being retrenched, especially after the whole COVID thing, and you've got your wife being a breadwinner. Now the conversation changes, you understand? Because in the era that we are living in today, when you are able to provide for the family, that means you are the breadwinner. So if you're unemployed as a man,
it takes from what the natural or the role we're familiar with.
Takes away from our history, from what our grandfathers did. You understand? Because our grandmothers couldn't really go head to head with our grandfathers because they were the breadwinners.
So that prevented them from having a form of leverage.
A form of leverage.
Saying, you know what, I can't argue, because if this doesn't go well, I at least can pay rent for my own place. So now I'm compromised. So I'm
now
not
you're dating a CFO, Baba. You've been together for years. You lose your job, then automatically she's paying rent. She's paying for your car. She's paying for her car. She's paying for the kid. What happens now? You understand? Do we take it back to culture?
I want to ask. Yes, this is so valid, because I want to ask if Katz. If
Big boss.
Yes, if any of his frustration has to do with a bit of, you're right in the sense of, okay, cool, the man must understand now we're sharing this space, so we're sharing this responsibility. Therefore, maybe not equal all the way, because there's no such thing.
Definitely.
But we are kind of, there's a partnership going on now. So maybe I must dumb it down a bit. My wife is smart. Let her speak. You know what I mean?
We need to adapt. I mean,
whereas, but a lot of men, We need to. A lot of men maybe don't adapt well.
Because of cultural background, especially because we are in Africa.
And also now a lot of women don't adapt well to this new way of doing it, and therefore they become too dominative, too alpha about it, too maybe disrespectful to some point, which maybe might create his frustration in a way. Yeah.
You know what I feel, man? I feel like it's a sudden change. Just like I don't want to be political or anything about it, but just like as much as we got our independence in the sense of democracy in 1994, it's not something that can change overnight, you know. And I think for the most part, women, with my understanding or how I perceive things, I feel like it's too quick. The train, like it's like when Eris Spears said that we were not gonna be slaves forever. You know,
comedian,
at some point we were gonna get our freedom and our independence and everything. I feel like women were gonna have this whole, if I can say, independence, for lack of a better word.
No matter what.
They were gonna have
same
that
way.
power.
It's like the black and white thing.
At some point it was gonna even out. But I feel like because of the taste of it, not that it's wrong, but because they tasted the thing that you can be a woman and be a director of a blue chip company. That's when they thought, or in a year they can actually transform the world. I have no problems with women rights. With sisters, the mother of my daughter is a good woman. Everything, it's got nothing to do with the sex. But now, when you look at it corporate wise and financially and stuff, yes, it's also another thing that men think about. That no, I have to be the guy that provides, that does this. But I think women are also coming at it too quick, where they want that whole transformation to happen overnight, you know. So they tend to,
and the world hasn't adapted
like,
to it. So sometimes it could be, maybe it could affect your company in a bad way if you forcing to be the head of the company, because the market isn't in that place, maybe, or what.
There's a lot of things.
You think that also affects it? I mean, let's say your boss is a CEO of a lot of men, and she's a woman. When a country can't accept a female president, does that also deter on the success of a company, for instst?
The company that I work,
because you're mentioning it's too fast.
Actually owned by a woman, you know, irrespective of her ethnicity, but it's owned and run by a woman, and she's actually taking it to rack. So
like, that's why you need to say, like, what do you mean by it might be too fast? If it's working very well.
This thing of the whole, there was a lot of inequality, but now because there's this whole women and men are the same. I think women and men should actually know their place. I think it's too drastic of a change, and it's in too short of a time to say that I can do what men do. That statement is so bold. You're changing everything now, because now feminists, which is a topic that I didn't want to go into.
Maybe there's a good agenda, but now people are using it for the wrong purpose.
I think that women need to, as much as I'm not saying submit to your man the way that in the biblical term. I'm saying you need to understand that this is a man, even if he's unemployed, but he's the head of the family. Even if you bring home the table and the car and the garage door, I think women need to play their own role, because
like, basically what you're saying, nothing is sudden. It should be gradually.
I think it's changed over time, just like evolution. If you believe in it,
the reason why
I
just want to touch on there I just want to say something. I'm gonna move to Lethabo now. Just to kind of like give it, I think, an answer to that. Something that I came across. Sure. No, I fully get you is my point, but something I came across on some. When the mic is not there and it's not available, and you've been meaning to say some stuff, the moment that mic is available to you, even if it's not valid what you're saying, you will use that mic. Yes. So women have been silenced for so long that despite just that, that's why we get false claims of rape.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
we get false.
yeah.
Because all this time, I've
Yeah.
been frustrated. We're thinking, what are they going to listen to? My frustration is something else. But, hey, rape. Let me say rape. Because I have no other chance to speak
This is
on
my
the mic,
moment.
you
I
know?
just got the
Yes.
platform now.
So
So
there
I
is
need to use it, yeah.
there's definitely that's going, which makes it seem like it's too quick. Because, So I just wanted to touch on that. Yeah, Lethabo. Lethabo's been waiting to speak. I'm very interested.
Baba. Yeah, I'm tongue-tied. I had so much to say all of a sudden, because I think the conversation moved.
No, we're still on black women.
Yeah, we're still on black women.
It moved from your expectations.
And we love our black sisters. Honestly, we love our black sisters. And yeah, wow. Hey, where do I even start? Because I had a mouthful.
Take out the truth, the one that is compromising.
I think because of
Yeah.
culture and background, it's the thing is in my opinion is that the world is so fast paced and because of social media now, you see, if you take it back, 30-40 years back, we didn't have access to the world as Africans. So because of social media now, we've got access to the world. You can see what the Americans are doing. You can see what's happening in the Middle East.
Yeah.
So I think all of that also plays a very crucial role in how we look at our women and how they see us. Because now they can see that a young guy in New York is doing big things. He's earning a lot of
And they can
money.
see it instantly now.
Yeah, they can
Just
see
on
it
the phone and they
instantly.
say, why aren't you like this guy?
Yeah, why? So the comparison is also has hit the ceiling. You understand? Because now we've got information in the palm of our hands. Our grandmothers didn't have that. So now our women have that. So our women can see someone who's 10 years younger than you, who's earning not even a pinch of what you earn. You understand?
Yeah.
So the comparison becomes you become boxed in your own way. Yeah, because now
all men must be this way. Or
Yeah,
this is the
because
best way. This is the only way successful man is. Or,
the reality is that we live in a digital world. I mean, when you post a picture, who takes a picture for the first time and posts it? You need to get that one that's perfect.
yeah,
So
it's
even
always edited, it's always
it's always filtered.
It's prepared.
Yeah,
it's not the
prepared.
real thing. It's not.
I mean, I post a picture tomorrow in a Lamborghini and I say that 𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗶𝗚𝗚, we are hustling. Some guy with a simple post that I did, some guy is getting the 3rd degree from his woman saying "Ba bereka basimane wena o ntse mo bolake bjang." You understand? So it becomes a problem because of social media. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right, because I mean the world moves. I mean, come on, guys, we need social media to have access to the world. However, I think people need to be able to quantify what they take from social media as well.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, you need to
compartmentalize and say, okay, this is this is that.
Yeah, because
know what it is.
Yeah, there are people who have like couple pages on Facebook who are always posting the nice lifestyle, how happy they are.
You're
but
right.
behind closed doors, there are arguments, there are fights, there are quarrels.
Oh, and that sometimes is the
so
sometimes that's the black guy with the white wife. Sometimes, but continue. I'm just saying.
You just
because you're not. We never really chill with the black guy with the white wife because there's not many to go around with. And so I think Katz's other issue is he doesn't just have his own frustrations, Lethabo. He has the frustrations of his other black friends who date black women. So he's saying, look, it's not just my ex-girlfriend. This guy next to me. Will tell you.
Yeah.
So now your stories are like hectic.
Yes.
Whereas, with the black guy, the white woman, social media fella where you see it.
Let's not forget that people we are exposed to are very important. So if I only have black guys who are dating black women, my opinion is on black women because the same cry, you understand? out of Ronarle 10, we are black guys dating banyana bako 𝗙𝗵𝗹𝗶𝗄 bako. I can no, let me
Basically the same kind. Let's just say that.
so we don't have
you're gonna be
a
very
mutual
descriptive.
friend who's from France
Yeah.
and dating a white woman a black woman who's hip.
Who's
you understand?
hip, yeah.
So we are crying the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, my bad, it's not even just about the woman. It's about you are a reflection of your friends. So maybe right now you're already a problem and you don't even know.
Exactly, because
Can
you are a
guys-
point of reference to your
Can
friends.
you guys make bad black women?
No.
No, take it. So
I'm not
so,
taking
no,
it.
what I'm trying to say is
I'm
not
not
you,
taking-
but you find there's a guy who's bad at dating.
Yeah,
And then
okay,
you
yeah,
always
yeah.
talk to someone who talks like him, and his
like-
whole
like-
friends.
Like who?
Okay, sharp.
You find in general, no matter who this guy dated was gonna be bad, and now all his friends are like him because most like-minded people. Then they think black women.
And
are
he has a reference.
Can't
Yeah,
none of
worry.
those friends went to rehab. Not rehab.
All right.
Psychiatrist. Yeah.
Sharp, Delite.
Alright? Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
In my second, ne?
Well, this wasn't about you. That's people in general.
No, it's
I don't think you have a problem. No.
I'm putting my 2 cents in the conversation.
Yeah,
you know, in my circle of friends or colleagues,
Yeah.
or the people that I know. Not everybody's your friend. Not everybody's your colleague. But like you're saying, like Lethabo was saying, it depends on yeah, like the people that are around you. You know, you only get one side of the story if you have like-minded people. You know, so we can just now have this conversation and say, no, but then black women are crazy. Yeah. For as much as
You had to use the word crazy.
yeah, I'm gonna use it.
It's
sure.
been used.
Yeah.
It's just been,
If you feel that way and Lethabo feels that way, there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
It's not even the
It's
majority.
official
It's
now.
all of us.
But it's official. In this room is the majority.
Yeah.
So
But
therefore,
it
But
might-
you don't have any other opinion. You
It's
understand? Or any other experience.
But you find that it's a small sample size from everybody else that's happy or that are in good relationships or long relationships.
here's a nice thing. And you see, the same way we can create our opinion of black women is the same way black women can become, because they're in the room of a majority and they think, oh, this is how women should act, or this is how women should be.
Definitely.
To show that it's not a gene thing, it's literally the environment you grew up in, and maybe put a black woman in a different space where black women don't have black issues. And it's not necessarily the black women, it's the black issues that we deal with. That's why black men, I'm sure there's a lot of complaints compared to people who don't have the issues we have.
There's
You know what I'm
a
saying?
there's a whole
You
forte.
highlighted that well, yeah.
There's a whole forte of descriptions that we can give to women and categories, you know?
Yeah.
One thing that I know about brotherly love or speaking to other men is that this conversation, it started with a post with black women. But one thing that I know of is that men in general have the same issues, and I think we generally talk about the same problems when it comes to women, because there's so many things that we it's about our main concerns, whereas women have so many other things that we might feel that are not issues. Why should this thing be an issue? And then there's the girlfriend, and then there's the best friend, and then there's the childhood friend, and then there's the sister, and you know, they get information from so many people. Whereas I think as a guy, to take advice, I'll take advice from Lethabo. Lethabo is a married man.
Lethabo, all this time.
He's married. Joe.
Duh.
Hey,
He's doing the
I
right
should have
thing.
announced this. We have informed.
And she's black.
Yeah, she's black.
She's black,
But when
okay.
I speak to Lethabo, I speak to him on a level where I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
Ito, hey, Barak, hey, this is the problem that I have, you know? And I don't think Ito will look at it from my financial position. He's not going to look at it, how long have I been with this woman? I think I can speak to Ito, Lethabo, as the listeners know him by. He's not going to try and categorize with so many things. He's just going to look at, okay, Chap, what did you do? What did you do?
He's going to be objective, basically.
Yeah, he's going to be objective.
And
But then
fair.
we take out all the other things that don't matter, you know?
Yes.
We can't be complaining about, she went out with her friends the other day and then she called me and I had to pay. Like, we're not going to talk about other things that have
Oh,
it does not have anything to do with
this
the issue.
direct issue.
Yeah,
Okay, I get what you
so
mean.
I think that's
So no emotions involved, no past what.
yeah, it is what it
it's
is.
just
If I'm wrong,
for
you
what
tell
it
me
is.
that I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
You are wrong, Brian.
That's fair,
And
yeah.
that's how. So I think our black sisters, they can improve on taking outside information because they speak to your mother. Your mother doesn't see you the same way that your woman sees you. They'll speak to your sister. They don't. They don't. All of those people see you in a different light. Whereas when you speak to your people, your men, your guy friends, they'll just tell you, it's their sister, if she's complaining about this and this, maybe I'll miss. Just go home, maybe do something special for her. We are not going to factor in other things that have got nothing to do with the arguments that we have. I'm not saying that we don't have other things that affect us in the relationship, but I think even the information that we're taking from outside, like for instance, I'm making an example, she can speak to my mother, she can speak to my sister, she can speak to a friend, she can speak to maybe a friend of mine or my colleague, but all of those women are different in their own respect, and giving her all that information all at once, I think if she takes it, that's what makes them crazy, if I can use that term.
Mr. Married Man, you want to comment there?
Hey, well, this guy has seen a lot. Eh? I've known him for years, and I didn't think
He's surprised that
his
some of the
IQ
things
can reach this level.
Ow.
Hey, Baba.
Yeah.
Wow. Eh?
Yeah.
I wanted to point on one thing that he said. Well,
Yes.
when coming to advice, he said something no, maybe. I think maybe is a key word in what he said, or maybe when you know and all of that. Because we get advice, honestly. I mean, I'm married. I
Congratulations, by the way.
yeah.
I think it's
It's
an
been a
achievement.
while.
No, but whenever it was, it's not about the timing. It's not like Happy New Year. It's May now. It's too late. No, this achievement continues being achievement. The more you stay married, even like 10 years is more amazing than the first year. You still married? Whoa, congratulations. That needs a bigger party. Yeah, because it's work, man. Like some of us can't even maintain relationships. I'm still talking to my brother here on a relationship level of we are tired of black woman. What? When your problem is marriage problem. So it's amazing. Big. Boss. And you can't leave your problem tomorrow just because.
Yeah, you need to.
So sorry, proceed there, man. But I just had to extend that.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that. I think when coming to marriage, because now this is forced on to me. I've always maintained one thing, and I've had conversations with older guys, because when you get married, you'll be advised, or hey, now you start hanging around married people. You understand? Which is a problem, because I think, in my view, a relationship is a relationship. When you get married, you officialize it. You understand?
But it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same process, because once you get married, your name doesn't change from Lethabo to 𝗙𝗽𝗃𝗃. You are still Lethabo.
Your name,
You understand? And you are still the person. Your character.
You still baby.
You are still baby, or maybe not baby love.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
something.
but something extra is always nice.
Yeah, but you are still, the foundation is still there, because we dated before the marriage, and when we dated, if I called you Lina Lerato, you are still Lerato. Not because now we married, I must call you baby. If we've been together for 5 years and I called you Lerato, so now because you are married, your family tells me, or I must call you love.
That probably is what messes up things, because now people start acting different, brand new.
I have a word for that.
Yeah.
Expectations. Well, one of the moment there are expectations in a relationship
That's where the problem
or a situationship, because there are relationships and there are situationships. When you are in a situationship, you are in trouble, my leader.
Yeah, I think.
But a relationship, you are growing it, because I have a relationship like Arab. He's my cousin. I have
There's
a
an
relationship.
investment, nah?
Yeah, you grow it.
It's
a situationship is a problem. It's like the Titanic. It's going down.
Even the intention is temporary.
Exactly.
Yeah, a relationship, you know, yeah.
That's why if we
I'm
meet
investing in
and
this,
we think we are in a relationship, we are in a situationship.
One is
And for
invested, one is
instance,
not.
Business is going well, or I have a good job, then I lose all of that. The relationship converts into a situationship, because now all of the things that you thought you loved about me are gone. I'm unemployed, Baba.
But now, what you are saying now, whose problem is it now? Is it you fending as the guy or the man?
Or the
does it
black
become-
woman?
Yeah, now, is she inheriting a problem that she didn't even know that she had 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗶𝗹 of? Like, what's going on now? So who's at fault? Before before Delite asks another question, I want to
It's fine.
maybe
Yeah, because I do a lot of talks about this. I think that the problem is not the black woman or you. The problem is that the relationship didn't have a foundation. Because the problem comes when things go south, when you break up, it means that you guys were not on the same page. That's why I noted that when things are going well, and I mean, I exposed you to the good life. We went to Sentin, we went to Bali, we went to Zimbabwe. I enjoyed your company. However, I didn't know that me exposing you to all of that contributed 90% of
To
the
the
relationship.
problems.
Yeah, because for me, maybe I enjoyed your company. I'm not saying the black woman is wrong. I'm not.
But I
could do that at that stage. I was in a position to
That's the expectation thing you're speaking about. No?
Yeah, those are the So when all of that goes, I'm still responsible
to maintain this thing.
To maintain it. But the moment you walk out, it becomes and
now she's the problem. Can't you the one who familiarized her with this thing?
Can I go back to that?
Yeah.
Women walk, men walk. Because there are men who get women who expose them to that lifestyle. And there are also women.
Okay.
It's a two-way street.
It's not necessarily who's financing it. Because I think I get you in a sense of even a lot of these ideas of going to 𝗙𝗍𝗶𝗹𝗶. Usually, I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just the guy who has the money for it. It's
90% of the time, it's not
it's
the
not.
guy.
So did you really show her this life, or did you give her access to the life she's been meaning to get shown?
Access.
So maybe that's why you still are less of the problem. Though I get what you were saying, but maybe that's why you still qualify as less of the
I love the
problem.
fact that Katz is scratching his head. That means we are about to get something
we are
real.
getting there. Yeah, we're getting there.
Lost my words.
Here's one thing I wanted to
did
mention. It's
not-
fine. It's fine that you
did
lost
not
your words.
lose my words.
Okay, sorry.
You see, I actually wanted to get a point of
Yeah.
reference from what he said.
Yeah.
I can't quote it now because the mic is in my face,
No, it's fine.
But
Bars on bars.
but he mentioned something that went something about you like me because of this and that. So I think it's more of when you were talking about you grow to love somebody with time.
love is a very-
I think men basically men are fishermen, we are fishermen. So in order to get fish, you have to have bait. You can fish without bait, but you need to entice them with something, So as soon as there's bait, I realized something that guys have nice things most of the time because women like nice things,
Yes.
I would be
You
comfortable.
only smell nice sometimes because
It's
not our idea.
I wear
these
perfume,
things.
my guy. I put on good perfume because I feel like perfume is like it's basically good manners.
I'll
Smell
tell
nice,
you the
But
truth.
women.
By the way,
love
listener,
perfume.
we are here at Katz's place. It's very well designed and what. This is a woman's idea. This one, whether it was direct or indirect, it's a woman. Yeah,
It's a woman paradise. Mama.
Yes, yes.
Anyway,
So yes, continue.
these
I just had
guys-
to emphasize.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like we both do it subconsciously. You know why? Because
Yeah.
you are a man, and
Yes,
because she is a woman.
You cater to each other.
She's
Yeah.
prone to coming to you because you got nice things, but you do it.
Well,
Yes,
you have the money for the nice things, and then you go to her because she has the nice things.
Joe, there's growth.
She has
There's-
the-
as
yeah.
a man, you have growth. There's certain levels and stages that you have to pass as a man.
Yeah.
From puberty.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think every 7 years or 10 years, there's a stages you need to pass. You need to be. I can't use some of these terms on things like this, But you get a woman because you've got nice things.
Yeah.
Some guy probably wanted to buy a sub because it's comfortable, the interest rate is less, and it's safer, and he pays less insurance,
Yeah.
But then they're just gonna buy the Golf 7, as much as it can be, maybe a 15% more than the car that he could afford. Because there's affording and there's qualifying. So maybe he could afford the sub and was a good car or a Peugeot or whatever, but then he got the Golf 7, you know?
Because,
And then there's women that go for guys with those cars.
Yes.
They've got nothing.
It's an influence decision.
They don't
For
even
the most
know
part, men, yeah.
anything about this guy, whether you live. What do you actually do?
So yes, we control the finances, but women control the tone. Women control the direction. Women decide this is how the world will look. This is what
They drift towards.
I mean. In some
Ejo,
way,
we
maybe I think even buildings, for instance, cool. We create buildings. We wanna create businesses, but we wanna find a way to access wealth. We wanna find a way to access possession. We wanna own things. We're not really focused on the way things should look, the experience of life, the way to spend that money you have accessed. But it's more about the woman showing us that.
Delite. I think there's a reason why there's a place called the man cave, or it's something that's called the boys' room, or something that's called a bachelor. You know, all of those things say, not to say that I'm going to exclude women, but they're not there. It's things that men have, and it's stages and progression of a man's life. That will attract. That's why a woman can say, "Oh, well, I'm not back room." But then she wouldn't have a problem if you're living in a bachelor, which is, or a granny flat. You know, I think granny flat is the
Penthouse or
because of the image.
So now when we start seeing
because of the image and the,
you know,
the perception that comes with it.
So she will fall in love with the idea of who you are and what you are, not even knowing what you're all about. She doesn't know that a GTI is a 2-liter. She doesn't even know that you're paying 13,000 per month for 60 months with a residual, you know? She doesn't know those things. All she knows is it's the latest car, it's quite fast, and people are talking about it, you know? So I think after a while, when she develops into a woman, because I think also we are all also at fault to make them a crazy black women. I think we also
them on a pedestal.
I think we also do some things for now as bait, but as soon as you get them, things change because you got the fish.
Because we,
you know?
that's
So
you
now
saying
you've
that
got the
we
fish.
play a part in this.
I think
in
we
creating
do.
this monster.
For argument's sake, I'll
Not to
say
say
50-50.
I think definitely.
Yeah.
Let's.
But there's more women than men.
Lethabo, you had something to say? Because
That's a fact.
I just want to touch on something. We mentioned moving fast. People are moving too quickly in this world and whatnot.
Sure.
You know, like the changes of women obtaining positions that men would usually obtain. Right? And therefore, whatever. And, certain things in the world, right? Like law, we all understand. Don't kill. But even in that, we still fail, right? A lot of people still break the law, right?
It's justifiable.
And the repercussions for that are hectic. So there's less killings than there are.
Depending who you are.
There's less killings than there are lies. Way
how
less,
much you
right?
have.
Because you don't suffer that much from a lie. Certain instances, yes, you can. So what I'm trying to say is, with the other stuff, the adjustments and stuff, we as much as the world progresses, law has progressed. But the problem is the law of just a mutual understanding. You know those things. There's a contract that you sign, then there's the verbal contract. We haven't reached a point where we all agree that yes, women are sharing this space with us. Yes, women are also working with us. So in some houses, in some households, it's normal for a woman to be the breadwinner. It's normal for the woman to do this. But then on the opposite side, right in the same taxi, that same, you know what I mean, like, or the opposite suburb or whatever, it's the total opposite. You know, and it hasn't been broadcasted that, hey, everyone out there, we've changed the world now. Women are equal with us. So women are this way and that. I think that's the biggest part of the problem. You know, and that's what would make certain people sound like they're ignorant, whereas they are correct in the way they think. Because in their environment, it's the norm that no, women don't work. And now you look at that man like there's something wrong with him. But it's just a man who caught a taxi from Matatiele to Joburg in one day. So it's too quick to adjust.
For the money. I mean,
Waban?
I think.
And now black women look wrong, or they look bad, or it's okay for a woman to argue with a husband while people are around. And it's like, yeah, man, what type of woman is this when you're not used to it? It looks terrible.
Yeah, I think adding on what you're saying is that it boils down to background. I mean, a household in Gauteng or in Klerksdorp or Wolmaranstad or Ventersdorp, a black household is different from a black household in Eastern Cape. You understand? I think being exposed to the world makes things easier because number one, you get to understand that I cannot be taking it to parents, not even women. I mean, the upbringing of the child is everything. Because a child in Eastern Cape or Benekan deep in KZN or Northern Cape or whatever, but a household that's not exposed to the fast-paced life, they are brought up in a space whereby they need to, they are groomed to be like their mother, going back to women. You understand? So you get a daughter in KZN or in Eastern Cape who's brought up or Munna utritiwa byanale. 1, 2, 3. You do this, you do that. By the time your husband knocks off, food must be ready. 1, 2, 3. You must be up and about to make sure the kids are okay and all of that. But now, for an African child who's a girl, like a daughter of the soil in Gauteng, it's a different story. Number one, she's already thrown in the fast-paced world. You understand? I mean, imagine a child who's a daughter in Centurion. Already, the father knocks off late. The mother knocks off late. So whoever gets home first prepares whatever. So she's raised in a family that, hey, Baba,
everyone can do it.
We hustle together.
We all wash dishes.
I mean, imagine, like I said, the mother is a CFO. She knocks off. She has a conference call with some guys in America, which is 3 hours, 4 or 6 hours behind. So she's forced to be in the office by 11 p.m. so that she catches those guys in the morning or whatever. You understand? So when she gets home and the kids are sleeping, their lunch packs for the following day is ready. You understand that the daughter is already accustomed to a life that my dad and my mother, they are in
shared roles.
Yeah, they are
shared roles. Equal.
Yeah.
Like
If my mom is in Dubai for the week on business, my dad knows how to cook. My dad is
the house keeps running.
Yeah, the household. Not that thing because
it's not like you feel that the wife is not there.
So I think it's all about backgrounds. Backgrounds play a very critical role in this conversation because we cannot be comparing monkeys to fishes. It's two different scenarios, backgrounds, and it's a conversation that will take about 40 years to get the conclusion to.
I think the conclusion is
just like democracy.
Just like the democracy.
But I think the conclusion is that understanding you just mentioned. It's knowing that this is what we're dealing with. Knowing that before I fight with my wife, before I assume that she's this way or that way, why is she this way?
I need to understand.
Is she just a stubborn person, or unfortunately she's made to believe that this is how the world is? Because some women, it's not even their mother.
I just want to answer.
Some women,
before you take it too far, you know. Because in your question, or maybe. Maybe sometimes I just want to answer.
No.
But then I have to remember your first point and your second point and your third point.
You were the culprit, so you're the one who must conclude it.
Before he answers, you introduce this guy as Katz, but his name is 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶.
No,
he wants to answer.
No, the problem is you want
𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶. His name more pass more ID.
Oh, now I thought you want them to come and find him on Facebook. Is the real name?
No, 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶. So you want to answer?
Yeah, 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶, answer there, please. Sorry.
I'm adding on. I don't want this conversation to maybe take its own individual path. Ne?
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes I can interrupt you, but sometimes I have to.
Yes. Go.
What this guy's talking about when it comes to households and shared roles and stuff, you don't normally get that. You get it. We can't always stereotype on facts that are not there because it's not even facts. Like you need to look at the numbers. Most people that are living maybe in the townships or in impoverished areas, both parents work. maybe this person works late this day, and I think that they play their role. But sometimes it gets to a point where not even about that they're stubborn, but I think as a parent you're also accustomed to some things, and you've got a child, maybe it's a daughter, you've got a girl child, and you feel like if the mother's not there, the kid will cook. You know how many problems we're already creating when your daughter has to come back from school, and they have to cook for the household and still bathe the kids before they sleep and still help them with their homework and still do their homework and still wake up early in the morning, So I think this whole shared parenting role, I don't want to say gender, I'm not, it's another conversation, I'm not for it. This whole I can be a man if I'm trapped in the woman's body. I'm not about that whole thing. But this shared gender thing in roles, parenting, I actually do get it, and it actually does make that difference. But now you only start seeing it in better, more upper echelon places and areas. I don't think you would have that problem or an argument in a household where the husband is complaining about cooking in Centurion. I think and the rural and the township is growing. So as much as we are getting more of those type of people, the area that you live in, my guy, because I can come home at 10 o'clock after hustling money, and I come home, there was no money at all. The woman does not work, and then I expect her to cook at 12, and then she'll wake me up maybe at 4 o'clock before I go to work with a train, with no ticket.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like,
I don't think people pick that up with no ticket. So how are you getting on the train without a ticket?
Always make a way,
Okay.
You run your way to the ticket to the train.
So I think you have your way with so many things, from not having a ticket to I want to come home because I'm the head of the house and I'm hustling. Somebody needs to cook for me. You don't have those things in urban areas, Brian. So, and that's why I always tell people, if you're good enough, I'm not saying you're better than people, but if your situation is good enough, you move out. Because even the way that you think starts changing. Some things you don't see. That's why if you go to Marlboro and you see a gay couple running, you're not going to see them as a gay couple. You'll see them as your neighbors running in the streets, Yes. But if there was a gay couple in Shonguve running, you're like, I don't want to say it, but that's just how it is. So it's so stereotypical, Joe. It's a crab mentality, and I think you know what crabs do.
Yes.
So you'll be caged, and you won't see anything past what you're doing, whether it's right or it's wrong. If it's right, you can do better. If it's wrong, you could change it, but you can't, because wrong is right. That's why even if by Mama Bonokas, you can just connect it, because what you feel is no, but I need electricity.
You don't think
but
twice.
You don't understand, Hore. There's no electricity
yeah.
because the same people in your neighborhood are stealing the cables.
True.
You understand?
100%.
So we don't look at things like that.
Yes.
So move out, Praga, and you'll grow. That's why people, you ask yourself, you're saying, if a school's got to saying something, that there are people are spending a lot of money here. But it changes everything, honestly.
It does.
And where you live changes everything. Maybe, I think, I wouldn't even say maybe, I think, given the post, as much as it was a joke, we went into depth with it, and I got other people's perception and stuff. Yeah, maybe I would tweak it.
I think
maybe I would tweak it a bit, but it wasn't.
I think the
in a
best way
form
to tweak
of
it
anything.
would be to say, yes, maybe the black woman is the worst result in regards to the. Let me say.
By saying worst result.
No, I'm speaking to your status, not to what the result is. The result is not a good result. I think black women, unfortunately, and we are a part of that problem, they are the worst outcome.
Bad.
Because of the way the world works.
Okay.
Right? So they have the worst circumstances. I'm a woman, physically I'm seen as weak, I'm disregarded, whatnot. I'm black. It's the worst. It's the race that has it the worst. Right? We are black men. Our worst thing is being black. Them, they have the black and the woman thing, and therefore, if I have these circumstances, no matter how tough I am, And for me to even come out decently means I'm superhuman. You know what I'm saying? So you complaining about this woman is valid to say that I'm complaining about something that maybe is a problem sometimes. Because even black women probably look at other races and they say, I'd prefer to be that outcome. But I don't come from those circumstances. Therefore, I will not be an amazing woman, as great as I could have been, compared to a white woman who grows up with all the resources, with a white man who doesn't have black man problems. You see, like, there's all these extra stuff. So I think that kind of.
Do I believe I believe that black women are a problem? Yes. Do I believe that being with a different race type of woman will make it better? No.
Okay. Conclusion.
Yeah, bars on bars. Guys, you must just become a rapper. Eh?
And can we agree that second to the black woman is us, problem-wise? Because of just the situation. Like,
I feel like the referee. Eh?
Yeah, you feel like it
because with my comments,
well, it's gonna go the other way.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm that guy that
the mediator.
The mediator.
No. That's the purpose of conversation. Though.
Yeah,
we get to
to
figure it out. Yeah,
I think the other thing is that I think with this podcast it's quite important because number one, we don't have these conversations with our black brothers. We have them in very informal situations, you understand? So we're sitting, we're drinking, your brother would tell you, hey, I want to be someone, hey, 1 2 1 2, you understand?
But the objective is not to necessarily solve.
Yeah, and I think the same conversations that we are having now is that what especially taking it back to our black sisters who will be listening to this podcast, what setting do they have? What concerns do they have to our black brothers? Black brother, because if we have complaints and we are saying that Barubisatlo, they are a problem, they are a headache, but still we don't want to lose them. In my view and in my thoughts, what are their concerns?
Yeah.
Because I think another thing is that voicing our opinions is very important, number one. Number two, in order to get to a solution, what are they saying? Because I wouldn't say that as much as we've had this for almost more than 30 minutes now. Ne?
Way more.
Way more, like you say. Are we saying that they are happy?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we saying that our black women are happy? I mean,
that they want this thing to be the way it is.
Because another thing, the consent aruna, we also need to look at the states. There are black guys or white guys who are married to we look at our captain, our rugby captain, who's married. Okay, no, that's quite the opposite.
You want to look for unsuccessful situations?
No, I want to look at I want to get that one.
You want to mention a situation that's compromised?
Example,
a compromised situation is the guy who got recorded while he was wearing a gown there. The presenter guy,
we're not mentioning any names.
But his name is Katleo.
Yeah, well, Katleo.
But you wanted to mention something like that?
Yeah, I wanted to take it toward there. Besides, let's forget about popular figures. But there are so many people who are white and married to black women and they are happy. There are so many black guys who are married to black women and they are happy. So I want to get this conversation must be in a way whereby we need something like this as a follow-up, as a conversation to be with our black women in this city to say that, guys, you guys are giving us a headache because of 1 2 3.
And maybe, you know what, maybe have a black woman in the conversation.
Yeah, because now
that's the main thing.
Yeah, we're giving
an opinion. You have a voice.
We're giving an opinion from our frustrations. Black guys are frustrated.
Blind.
Yeah, big time. However,
I came to this podcast frustrated.
However, not all of them.
Brother.
Not all of them are frustrated.
So
yeah, so let's be in a position whereby we are able to come together and say, who's the problem between you and I? You understand? Because, I mean, three guys, Mr. Katz over here, Mr. 𝗚𝗏𝗄𝗃 𝗟𝗏𝗃, Mr. D over here, it's guys, black guys.
True.
We don't even have another opinion of.
It's not bias.
Yeah, it's a bit biased.
It's not holistic. Yeah.
Because whoever
that's not how you solve a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to find someone who's neutral.
You see, Katz, the difference between unmarried and married.
Now I feel important, my brother. I feel like a politician.
You are. No.
I feel like that's not an issue because as much as the person is might be married or is
Yeah.
he still has the same person
who's
not married. So
That's
clearly,
true.
if decided to keep the person in their life, they're still as valuable in his marriage.
Yes. She would have been an amazing wife as she was an amazing girlfriend.
I 𝗙𝗃𝗹𝗶𝗹
Thank you,
approve this message.
We are concluding, and it's amazing that you have perfect timing. My brother, last words, Lethabo. Thank you so much for coming, man.
To my black brothers, my black sisters, let's find a mutual point. I mean, let's not look for white or pink or people, and let love live. You understand? Because if we look at it in regards to color, it's gonna be a problem. So if he's pink, if he's black, compromise.
Just hear him out before you look at him.
Compromise and say that you know what? Like I said when this thing started, love is a verb. You need to learn to love someone. It's a process. You can't just see me in a GTI or a Lamborghini and love me. All of a sudden, when you love me the following day in an apartment. Come on. You don't love me. You love the idea of loving me. Mr. Strictly More Africa, I'm done. Whoop, whoop.
Katz, thank you so much. Last
Sure,
words,
Charlie.
parting words. Sharp.
No, what you're saying is right and it's truthful, and we need a woman in this conversation.
What Lethabo said, yes.
Yeah, but I need,
Whoop, whoop.
I need a woman.
I think we were all. I fully get where you're coming from, and I like that you said what you said because.
And I'm not going to retract that statement.
No, there's nothing to retract, is my point. Is that I brought it up because there's some valid. I understood the frustration. And maybe I didn't reach your conclusion, but I get the process of getting there. I get the problems of.
Lethabo still wants to speak.
I wasn't completely clueless of what you were saying, is what I'm saying. So that's why we went as long as we did, and yeah.
And adding on
important
to
what
that
you brought
point,
up, yeah.
I don't think Katz, it was a frustration. It was a concern. Because I think there's a difference between because I think he voiced his opinion, but it was not in I think it was more of a concern to our black women, saying that we have a problem here, let's fix it.
Yes.
He's being
basically the best
pass now.
The best way to get attention is a riot. The best way to get attention, even if that's not the biggest thing, you're gonna bend a building. Or so you had to come on the status and say, "Hey,
Baba, we are not burning things here in South Africa.
I've been in the midnight
It's not
candle,
that-
boy.
like what you were saying, basically.
We are not burning things.
But thanks, man.
Give me the candle,
But basically,
Charlie.
your frustration wasn't exactly what you were saying. You were just
I wasn't
saying,
frustrated.
Yes, it wasn't.
I
Even
was not
It
frustrated.
was a concern.
That's why I did not delete the post.
But it had to come across as frustration, so I could bring it out.
Maybe somebody
That's my
else saw
point,
it.
yes.
From a different view,
Yes.
because let me keep quiet.
We are concluding, guys. Thank you so much.
Perception is
These guys don't want to
everything.
say bye. Do you have are you on social media?
Stay healthy, Joe.
Nothing, no, you don't wanna be followed.
Health is the greatest wealth.
They
Take
don't
care
have
of
to follow
yourself.
you. They must follow health.
𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 Ultimate is something that's different. It's gonna be on a different talk conversation
This is
when
your
it comes
company.
to business. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No thanks. Yeah, you hear about 𝗙𝗃𝗹𝗶 later on. Katz later on. Lethabo.
Strictly More Africa with a K, More Africa with a K. Just follow it. We
Go
work with
Instagram, Facebook,
everywhere.
Twitter. Okay.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Thank you so much.
We all about development in Africa.
Oh.
Kids, education, anything that develops Africa is important to us.
Awesome.
So
Like
if
you've demonstrated today.
if you have a concern, reach out to us.
marriage was our concern, and we reached out to you and you blessed us today, Lethabo.
We are married, Baba, to black woman from
Thank you.
Limpopo.
Thank you. Now I'm switching off their mic because this one won't stop. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Delite Side of Life. This was a great one, man. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Peace.
Just like a windy day, I felt you push away. Thought you were just afraid and weren't thinking straight. You say you gotta leave, although you wanna stay. And if you're listening, I know your heart would say, why do we have to be apart if we weren't happily together? Why do we have to be apart if we weren't happy?